I told you I was gonna do it last night, but I went to sleep. But today is the day SpaceX IPO will be launched in the next hour. People are gonna flood in if they ain't get it on the initial. We gonna see what happens, man. And I told you I did some research and I got these 2 times leverage plays, which are high risk. This is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only. But I'm telling you, I got these 3 plays right here that I'm looking at, and one of them I already got right now. And I'm telling you, an option play I already got. And because it's really the only one that's on the stock market right now. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe and share, tell your friends about the Brown Town Opulence. We doing big things over here and we still growing, man. Get this. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible. And I might give away a cash giveaway. I don't know. Y'all know how I do. Some of y'all that be rocking with me on my other pages, y'all know how I do. But like I said, we got the SpaceX launching today, literally. And y'all can see right here, man, these SpaceX leverage stocks that I was looking at now. Like I said, 2 of these are launching today with SpaceX. And that should tell you something right there. So SPCH is the ticker being discussed for a 2x leverage SpaceX ETF. The idea is that SpaceX raises 10% in a day. SPCX would target roughly a 20% gain that same day. Likewise, a 10% drop in SpaceX could mean about a 20% loss in SPCH. These leverage ETFs reset daily, so they're primarily trading vehicles rather than long-term investments. That's why I said these are high risk because they move basically 2 times or whatever the stock they mirror and move. So if SpaceX go up 10%, then SPCH, which is a 2x leverage SpaceX ETF, will move 20%. And same thing coming down. That's where your risk is. Your high risk is that this thing, if the stock plummet, any stock that you get, because there's plenty of 2x leverage ETFs on different stocks. If they move up, you're gonna get double, but if they move down, you're gonna get double. And that could be tragic. So right here, SpaceX returned 50%. This with 10,000. So then SPCH could offer more upside than owning SpaceX directly. However, if you're planning to hold for years, many investors would likely prefer owning SpaceX itself once it begins trading. Yeah, like I said, this is not a long-term hold on these 2x leverage. You get in, you get up, you get out, or you do option plays on it. But tread lightly. But there's one of them. Like I said, it ain't too much with these because they're not on the stock market yet, but they will be launching today. The actual SPCH results can differ because of daily compounding and volatility. Given your interest in AI infrastructure and orbital data center and SpaceX long-term growth story, a common approach would be core position SPCX, that's SpaceX, speculative position SPCH. That's what we're looking at right now, supporting AI, SpaceX ecosystem, power, data center, and infrastructure names. If you want to build that right there. Y'all know how it is. And then what the next one I got up there, SPCU. Because it's really more than 3, but I wanted to just show these right here. So SPCU, Defiance daily target 2x long SpaceX ETF designed to deliver 200% of SpaceX daily move. So like I said, this one ain't on the stock market yet neither. And as y'all can see, it's some other ones. But SPCU, slow down now. It ain't on the stock market yet. Like I said, it's coming with SpaceX. So be prepared for those to drop. Be prepared for those to drop with SpaceX. Now, I got some videos with SpaceX, Tom Lee, and some other ones talking about it before we get into the big dog, the big banger that I'm already in. So you saying make a quick lick and get out. That's what you need to do always. On speculative plays, same thing I was gonna do if I would have got one share of SpaceX and that man ran up, because it looked like now that SpaceX, they gonna release 20%. If I got this correct, they're gonna release 20% for the initial IPO rather than 4%. If they doing that, that's a big jump. That's a big jump of shares that can be allotted to retail investors or people that's getting in on this initial IPO. Because the demand was so high that they 4x'd what they was planning on raising. 75 billion, they 4x'd that. So they up to 250 billion. I had said it the other day that they blew past what they thought they was gonna get. So that the demand is so high, but the supply was so low. So now it looked like they opened up the supply. But we gonna see how many shares it actually is that's open to the retail investors at this initial public offering. How many shares people get? Because like I told y'all, I seen people dropping 100,000. One dude, he put in for 600 shares. Y'all just do the math on $135 a share. Y'all do the math on how much total that is. And then that ain't even including BlackRock. BlackRock is buying $5 billion worth of SpaceX for this IPO. Here it is right here. BlackRock SpaceX IPO share order said to target $5 billion. That's about as far as I can go on that one. Hold on. They ain't gonna let me look at it. Gotta pay for all this stuff. Bloomberg. BlackRock has ordered at least $5 billion in SpaceX stock ahead of its Nasdaq debut. Other large asset managers submitted similar size order, while individual investors requested well over $70 billion in SpaceX stock. People getting in. A Wall Street report citing people with knowledge of the matter revealed that BlackRock saw their stake worth no less than $5 billion in SpaceX IPO demand extended well beyond a single firm. Competing asset managers put in orders of similar scale, and retail participants collectively sought more than $70 billion worth of shares. By Thursday, the company had confirmed it cleared every one of the 555,555,555 offered shares as the fixed price of 135, putting its total valuation at roughly 1.77 trillion. The deal is set to raise approximately 75 billion, which would make it the largest IPO on record, displacing Amerco's 2019 offering of 29.4. Now I had people still saying that SpaceX is too high. It's too high. And it's 4x over what it's supposed to do or what they were projecting. I'm gonna let my guy explain it the best way possible. Y'all to listen to Tom Lee right here. This is Tom Lee, who I've been telling y'all about. Dude, basically a genius, but just pay attention.
A fixed amount of money. Tom, would you invest in these IPOs?
These are some of the most important companies led by what they call N of one people. I mean, I don't know if there will be another Elon Musk in our generation. So for investors who have not owned Tesla, this is a chance for them to have exposure to Elon Musk and all of what he's envisioned. And again, the addressable market for AI and especially data center, and as you move into space, is actually sizable.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of the SpaceX IPO, Tom? I mean, kind of to follow up on Kelly's point, fixed amount of money, would you invest? Okay, fine. But you were saying some of your clients are suggesting it might be the market top, and you disagree with that. But why are they saying that? Like, what is it about SpaceX that seems to be kind of enveloping the entire market's imagination?
Yeah, Brian, there is some correct observation that an institutional investor could make, which is SpaceX is really a two-part public offering. There's the IPO, and it's going to be $75 billion. The second part is the unlock of the 1.7 trillion of shares that are held by private investors, many of which have made generational wealth being seed investors. That unlocks 6 months later. Now, many people are going to look back to 99 and say, hey, when that unlock happened, then the market topped because now you're releasing massive supply. One reason I think it's going to be less of a pump and dump, but less of a sell everything after lockup expiration is that these AI companies, including SpaceX, aren't fully funded. So they are going to try to maintain a cadence of information and a relationship with public markets to make sure they can access capital markets for the next 5 years. So I think that's why I'm not as bearish about these sizable IPOs and the subsequent lockup, which is 6 months later. So if someone's trying to call the top, they should be thinking 6 months out. But again, I'm not that bearish about that.
Not that bearish about that, but I think you're right. The whole world watching SpaceX, watching Friday, and we're watching you, Tom Lee, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We watching right now. But then my guy Stock Mo, like I told y'all, one of the ones I be listening to and learning from, he put this way simple right here. SpaceX IPO is 4x oversubscribed. There's a surprising reason that numbers should scare IPO buyers. I told y'all how same thing. People want to spread FUD. That fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD. That's what that means. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt is FUD. So when you see FUD, they trying to scare people from buying it because they know how big this thing is.
At a price that will look like a steal on day one. Now, long term, we don't know. But day one, I am fully expecting to see the stock pop, and we're going to see where it goes at that point. But I want to show you this. Come down. SpaceX 4 times oversubscription, and shame on you who wrote this. Shame on you. And I mean it. Sounds impressive until you compare it to Snowflake, DoorDash, Facebook even. Facebook was 20 times. All right. Fair. Is it? No. So I pulled it up because I was there for all 3 of those. And I know that this one is for almost $80 billion at a 1.75 trillion. All right. It's not, how much did they raise 75 billion? I think 77 billion. Let's go to the first one. DoorDash. Let's just see if DoorDash, or no, Snowflake. Let's do Snowflake first. Oh, Snowflake. Did they raise almost 80 billion? Let's see how much they raised. 3. They raised 3 billion. Is it easier to raise 3 billion or 80 billion? Is it easier to have a valuation of 1.75 trillion? Or they didn't get that, did they? Absolutely not. They weren't anywhere near raising $80 billion. All right, fair. Okay, let's go over and take a look at what's the other one. DoorDash, how much did they raise? Did they raise 80 billion? 3 billion. And look at the market valuation, 39 billion. You have SpaceX raising twice what the whole company was worth for DoorDash. Twice what it was worth. And they not only are they raising it, they got 4 to 5 times the orders above what they're asking. In other words, they could buy this company good almost 10 times on what the people are throwing money at. So for them to come out and say, oh, you should be nervous. Yeah, it's not doing as well as DoorDash. It's not doing as well as DoorDash. I think it's doing much better. Let's go to the last one. Let's just take a look because I just want to make sure I correct this article. Facebook, which I was a part of. I remember that day for Facebook like it was yesterday. Let's go ahead and take a look. Boom. Did they raise 80 billion? The massive offer and raised a 16 billion. Not bad. 16 billion. About 1/5 of what SpaceX is going to do. Initial valuation of 100 billion. Wow, 100 billion. 1/17 of the value of SpaceX. In other words, this is minor compared to SpaceX. This is
that should let y'all know right now. That's why I wanted to show y'all that these companies, DoorDash, Facebook, and Snowflake, they was oversubscribed 120, 40, and all that. And SpaceX only oversubscribed 4x. They was up Snowflake was up 120x over their valuation. SpaceX ain't even that overvalued far as oversubscribed. I mean, they ain't that far oversubscribed compared to them companies, and they had way less valuation of the whole company, wasn't even close to being 100 billion. But SpaceX, 1 trillion, 1.7 trillion, almost $2 trillion. And you telling me I need to be cautious? Yeah, you need to be cautious regardless, because the stock market, anything could go down. But I wouldn't be scared to invest in right now if you did get it. But we playing in a different way right here. And Miss how you say your name? Ed. I want to say Miss Ed. I ain't even gonna try to mess it up. But yeah, market open. SPCU, I don't know. But I'm about to show you XOVR. It's already on the stock market. I'm about to go ahead and show y'all that one. Because this will give you probably an idea of what it's gonna look like. And this is the reason why I say we could play these right here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the chart real quick. This is X. Let me keep it down here so y'all can Dika, if that's easy. I said that right. That is easier on this line. XOVR is $20. It closed at $20.10. The pre-market right now, it coming down $20.39. It was up to $20.58. I think it was somewhere around there, or 70. But you can see right here, the price of this ETF, this private public ETF, this one has 23% of SpaceX in it. So if it's $20, and if you think SPCU, it's probably going to be around the same price. Now, I don't know how much. I know it moved with the stock, but I don't know how, I don't know the breakdown of it, because, like I said, it ain't on the stock market. That's why we can look at this right here, XOVR, and you already know. I got the report on it. Let me pull it up big so I can see it. Section 1. Y'all know we do these reports like this right here. So can I get it big for y'all? That big enough? Let's do it like that. Maybe y'all can see it, but I don't know. But I'm still gonna read it though. So section 1 right here, what XOVR actually is, the structure in the plain English. XOVR is two things stapled together inside one ticker: 75 to 77% public stocks, a concentrated basket of 32 founder-led growth companies from shares, proprietary entrepreneur 30 index, NVIDIA, Apple, Meta, Palantir, Tesla, Arista Labs, Artisa, and similar names. They got all them companies right there. You see the little pie chart down here breaking it down. But what we came for is the 23% of SpaceX held indirectly through a special purpose vehicle on a effective 0-to-0 basis, zero management fee and zero performance fee at the SPV level. This was the innovation, the first time a regular ETF had meaningful private company exposure. So we in it for this 23% of SpaceX. As y'all can see, it got 11% of NVIDIA, Alphabet 7.2, the Lab 6.1, Meta 5.3, Palantir 4.5, and Tesla 4.0. And then it got 26 other stocks at 38.9% total. So we got a 38% of the stocks is technology, communication services 19%, healthcare 18%, financials 11%, cycle is 7%, and industrials is 6%. That's what this XOVR holds in his ETF. Now, let me find the next section. What that one I was looking at. The SWOT analysis. Let me change it for y'all. It's a big report now. I don't know if y'all can see that. Real small. I don't know how to zoom in on it yet on the screen. I don't think I can zoom in. But the strength first ETF with private equity exposure, 23% of SpaceX, sleeve marked below IPO price, 0 SPV, no management per fee at SPV level, daily liquidity, no lockups, no minimum, quality public sleeve, NVIDIA, Google, Meta. And the weakness, 1.81% total exposure versus 0.5% ETF, median post-IPO identity, SPCX, viable directly soon. SPV valuation is a proxy, not a market price. AMU swings violently with hot money flows, tiny fund versus giants, widespread possibility. There go your weaknesses and your strengths. Good buy and wet price. We got it right here. What's going on, our design? So we got here a strong buy would be below 1550. A reasonable entry 1550 to 1750. Current zone 1840. Fair value $19 at $20 and avoid above $21. So I was looking at it around, it just ran up like after before the market closed yesterday. It just ran up. So I was looking at it around by, I think it was like 19. It was around that 1840 because when I made the report, it was earlier yesterday morning. So it was probably around 1840, and then it ran up probably like 19 when I had jumped in. I bought a call option on this play just to see what it do. Moving with SpaceX. So with that being said, let me go back to this one right here. Hold on, give me a second. So I got to do an extra step when I do put up that chart. So we got a scenario right here. Scenario number 2. So we assuming SpaceX valuation today at 1.75 trillion. SpaceX reaches 5 trillion by 2035. That's about 2.8% X return, 186% gain. Scenario 1, if you invested directly into SpaceX, $10,000, your $10,000 by 2030, if SpaceX reaches 5 trillion by 2030, it will turn into $28,600. You have a gain of 18,600. This is the difference between the 2X versus just a regular stock. Like I said, this is high risk. Not saying it's gonna happen like this at all. But scenario 2 is what we at right now. 10,000 in XOVR. Assume SpaceX remains 23% of the portfolio and the rest of the holding grow at a more modest pace. SpaceX portion 2,300 goes to 6,580. Other holdings 7,700 to 1,540 15,400, assuming they double. Total 22,000 to 28,000. A realistic range is roughly 22 to 30,000, depending on how the non-SpaceX holding perform. So, like I said, this ETF got more than just SpaceX in it, but like I said, the reason why we invested in it is because of the SpaceX 23%, because it got the majority, like the top holding in it is SpaceX. So that's why we invested in it. But you can see how your money could double with the same type movement from SpaceX, just the regular stock. Your money could double alone, because if SpaceX running up, I'm gonna be honest, man. If SpaceX going up, all the other stocks going up too, because that means the market is green. That means the market is green. And now you still got Nvidia, Meta, Google, all them is in play with SpaceX. So you gotta see how powerful that is when them stocks started running up and SpaceX running up and everything running up, is gonna move two times, basically. That's why it's 2x leverage. I'm just trying to break it down and keep it real simple. And then scenario 3, if it's 10,000 in SPCX 2x leverage, this is where outcomes vary dramatically. If SpaceX trends upward steadily, a 2.86x underlying return could potentially translate into a 4x to 7x plus for the leverage ETF over time. $10,000 could turn into 40,000 to 70,000 plus if the path is volatile. Volatility decay can significantly reduce returns. You could underperform expectations despite SpaceX going up. So this is it right here, where we just went over the breakdown of each ticker symbol: regular SpaceX, SPCX, and then we got our ETF right here, XOVR. Then we got the other one, SPCH. These is the bull case scenarios right here. If you invested 10,000 in SpaceX, it would be 28,600 if the valuation reaches 5 trillion. About 20 but not SpaceX. Be careful with it. Like I said, if it start running up, you make a little money, just take the profit. I wouldn't even try to hold it. Probably more than, well, it's gonna be the weekend, so you have to hold it over the weekend. But if it run up a lot, then or whatever your target price is, target price to get out. But I had to look at the chart. I'll bring the chart back up, and then it might give you a number to see where I might get out at. So 10,000 SpaceX, 28,600. If you invested 25,000 in SpaceX, it'd be 71,500, 50,000, 143,000, 100,000, 286,000. Then if you put the same money, 100,000, you put the same 100,000 into XOVR, it'd be 220,000 to 300,000. And then SPCH be 400, the same 100,000 would be 400,000 to 700K. Like I said, SPCH is not on the stock market yet. It's releasing today, but that's the potential. So if SpaceX becomes a $10 trillion company, that would be a 5.7x increase from 1.75. 10,000 in SpaceX would be 57,000. 100,000 in SpaceX would be 571,000. And if SPCH tracks favorably during a long bull run, the upside could be substantially higher, but with much greater risk because it's 2 times. So if a pullback happens, it's gonna go down 2 times whatever the pullback is for SpaceX. That's why I say you gotta be real careful with these. But for your AI plus infrastructure thesis, a balanced approach might look like this. So you would invest 40% in the SpaceX itself, 20% in XOVR, just because you have the other companies, Nvidia, Meta, Google, you got all them other companies in there with SpaceX, and then 10% is SPCH, and then 15% in the AI infrastructure. For the ones that don't know what that is, I done made a video, it's on my channel right now. about the AI infrastructure with Quanta Services and Comfort Systems US. Got them, so you invest in them, or you can get the ETF for them too. And then the 15% power, nuclear exposure, Constellation Energy, and Oklo. So that would be your portfolio breakdown if you want to invest into SpaceX and anything related to SpaceX for the AI infrastructure and the power and the nuclear with the data centers and all that type stuff that we already talked about. That's what you would do in the breakdown. Let me slow down now and get out exactly what I was. So this is a really short term. Yes, real short term. Let me go back to the top. Let me read it again for you, Miss Dick. Where it say why I had it at. Here it is. Best for aggressive trading and short-term momentum. There it is right there. Best for aggressive trading and short-term momentum. You don't want to put your money and hold these long unless you got real conviction. If you got real conviction, that means you know the stock gonna go up. And whatever happens, you just gonna let it ride. That's up to you. That's up to you. Now, I wouldn't suggest that. I would just put the money in the SpaceX. I would. If you're going to hold it for long term. Like you say, best long term. Best long term. Now, the XOVR would be good because it got them other companies in it. Just not SpaceX. Just not SpaceX. If you want to do it long term, you could do XOVR long term. But SPCH and SPCU and SPCF, okay, it's gonna be a whole bunch of them coming out. Like I said, I only went over them, 2 of them that's not out, and then the ETF, I only went over them. But them right there, aggressive and short-term momentum because they 2x. Now I will play an option play and set my after like I'm doing now with the XOVR. Like if SPCH was out and had options on it, it's not gonna have options right when they IPO today. It's not gonna have options. But I will play an option play because even with the stock SPCH moving up, even with SPCH or SPCU moving up with SpaceX 2 times, really you would get a bigger gain. You would get a bigger gain from the option play than you would the stock. Even with the stock moving 2x, you would get a bigger gain from the option. That's why I like about option plays. Because if SpaceX move up 10%, that means SPCH gonna move up 20%. That means your option play probably gonna move 40%. Because it moves up every dollar. Like depending on your delta. Depending on your delta, that tell you how much for every dollar, how much your option gonna move is the delta. So if you got a high delta with a low theta, because the theta is the opposite. If the stock price consolidate or it start going down, the theta kick in. So you want a high delta and a low theta. You want a big gap between the delta and the theta when you're looking at an option. I'm giving away my my option the way I find them. No matter what the strike price is. That one, because a lot of people, I know Wall Street Trapper, he got that formula he used to find out what strike price you need to get. So with an option play on like SPCH, the closer you are to the regular price of the stock, the better data depends on your expiration date. But the better chances you will have of making money if you're doing a 0 DTE. That 0 day expire. So that's the same day. You get in the morning, ride the wave up whenever it is, and get out the same day. Now, if you go like a week out, 2 weeks out, it's gonna be a little cheaper. for the price, but it's a little bit more risky because you know you got that volatility with the stock. So what I do is I do the leap options. So I do 6 months to a year out. So like if SPCH, I'm just using this as an example. Like I said, it's not on the stock market, but this is what I did with XOVR. I always look at 6 months to a year out. So XOVR, I went to January 15, 2027. Them the ones I've been looking at on every option play I done got. Them the ones I've been looking at for as the delta be high and the theta be low. Now it ain't the case on every stock now. Every stock is different. So, but that's why I look at first. Then instead of figuring out the strike price, I look at the open interest, see how many people already done bought it and already in it. So if the open interest is high, that means a lot of people like it. So if they like it, that means I need to like it. And then I go look at the delta and the theta. The delta got to be stupid high and the theta got to be stupid low. I'm trying to make it simple. So you will have a data of like 0.03 and then your theta would be 0.001. You get what I'm saying? So that would be a good one when you're looking at the delta and the theta. Then you got implied volatility in there. But the reason why I do the leap options and I go a year out, 6 months to a year out, because it gives you time in the market. The more time you have in the market, then you can let the option sit and through that volatility and let it do what it do. If you believe the price gonna go up. And all you do when the stock price pull back and your option and you losing money, per se, losing money, then you just, and if you believe in it, you just buy another one. Instead of getting out, you just buy another one. If you want to hold up until the expiration date, whatever it is, you don't have to hold to the expiration date. You can sell at any time. So what I had been doing with NVIDIA, sell more, what's going on? What I've been doing with NVIDIA, I almost made $1,000 off NVIDIA. Now, like I said, my account is real small. I ain't working with a lot. I just had $1,000 that I had been trading with. And I almost made $1,000 with just that one stock. I done made more than $1,000. But with just NVIDIA, I done made almost $1,000 rinse and repeating, buying the same option. When it dipped, I got two of them right now. Like I say, I pick different strike prices though. Because when the stock running up, I'm making money. No matter what the strike price I pick. Because I bought in low when it was red. So like when NVIDIA dropped past down to 200 and some change, I was already in it though, but I bought another one. Instead of getting out, I just bought another one because I know the stock market is gonna come back up. Did that make sense? Put MM in the chat. Now, WBT in the chat. We on Brown Time Opulence. WBTO in the chat, if you understand that. I just gave away my secret, my option play. Now, it go a little deeper than just buying the option and doing what I'm telling you. It go a little deeper than that because you got to look at the chart at the same time. But that's I just gave y'all a little preview of how I pick my option plays. So let me show you this right here. Then I'm about to hop out that thing. We're going to look at XOVR. Because this is the one I got. I got in yesterday. So this is the one I got. This is the option play I got. Let me see. So I got XOVR. Let me see again. I should upload it real quick so y'all can see it. And then y'all can break it down and show you why I picked it. Give me a second. This is why I said on SPCH, I would do this if they came out with the options right when I wouldn't even buy the stock. I try to ride the wave of SpaceX. I try to ride the wave up and make more money with the option play than just holding the stock. But all of it, you can set a limit sale order on the stock and the option, because that's what you would need to do. That's what you would need to do. Yeah, you late, Jamel. You know you are, ball. I got a hot 794 to play with. How many shares would you buy between SPZ? Like I said, I would just get one to see what it do. I went with it. You only supposed to use 10% of your, like, you really only supposed to use like $70 of that $77.94, to be honest. The safe way. I don't know what your level of, I don't know your level of risk tolerance. And if you are emotional, I would have to have this conversation with you one-on-one to understand your risk tolerance and how much money are you willing to lose? Are you willing to lose this whole $794? Then I would say be aggressive. But if you're not and you want to play it cautious, then I would just get one to see what it do. Then I would set my stop loss real tight. But if you believe in it and it drop, depending on the chart, like I said, that's why I would wait. Because you ain't going to have no chart on SpaceX and SPCU and SPCH. But that's why I said I get one to see what it do. Then because you won't lose as much if you just get one. Instead of going in heavy and then it was a positive gain from all the money I lost. What you mean positive gain from all the money you lost? What you was investing in? Why she typing that? I'm about to tell y'all right here. So I already gonna mark it out. XOVR. This is the one I got the option in. So like I said, I bought it yesterday. So I got in about $19 and some change. Now, the only thing is right here, they got 23% of SpaceX in it, Jamel, since you late. They got 23% in this ETF of SpaceX in it. And they got NVIDIA, Google, and Meta in it too. But they got a lower percentage. But right now, the resistance is at this $20.78 level. $20.50. Let's say $20.50 level. As you can see, if we look back, it untouched it, came down, touched it, came down, touched it, came down, all the way down. Then it bounced. When it got to 1630, it bounced and then rode that way back up. That's basically where we've been at when the whole stock market did the same thing. And now we done came down to this $19.30 level, which I marked. You probably could pull it down just a little bit. But I'm just going to say $19.30 level. And we done can't hit that right now as a higher low. And that's why I'm thinking we're gonna bounce back up past and break past the resistance level, because we got the SpaceX IPO today. And SpaceX, I think, gonna push this past $21.78 will be the highest right here. Basically this line. Let me throw it out. Or up to this line. I think it's gonna push it past it though. Because SpaceX, not SpaceX alone is going up, NVIDIA going back up, Meta going back up, and Google going back up, all these stocks going back up too. And then you got SpaceX, they're about to be flooded with all this money. So that's why I think it's gonna break past this $20.50 level, which is the resistance, and push up to this $21.78 level. But I think it might go blow past that one too. And that was not the all-time high. This was the all-time high, $32.61. Let me see. 52-week high was $21.78. But it could go back to that 31. I'd be very happy. I'd be very happy if it do. Not saying they're gonna make their move in today. Not saying they're gonna make their move today. But I would hold it over the weekend if I see we break past that $20.50 level. I would hold it on the 33, holding in there. But yeah, I'm just saying what it got. What about VGT? Yeah, that ETL, yeah, they're good. I'm trying to get quick and get out. I've been losing about $1,000 a day. You need to slow down then. They reading wild ass games for themselves. They really did. I don't what you was invested in. You don't need to trade at all. If you losing $1,000 a day, give it to me because you don't need to trade at all. I'm just saying. If you gonna waste the money, just give it to me. But nah, you riding what out? What you riding out? You got to give me the stock. You don't need to be losing $1,000 a day now. You over trading. That's what they call overtrading. And you need to set your stop loss. Yeah, you need to put it in a established ETF. I don't know what you invested in, but whatever it is, and you losing $1,000 a day, you need to get up out of there. You need to sell that right now. And put it in the SPY, VOO, VGT, VUG. You need to get one of them. I did a video on them. Vanguard did a stock split on some of them ETF. You would be better off holding your money in there. Is that the stock name? They're right here. I don't even know what this is. Future Intelligent Electricity. Oh. I had to look this up. The global share intelligent electricity mobility ecosystem company designs and engineers next generation intelligent connected electric vehicles, including both the FF series and the FX series. The company has developed a priority platform architecture, variable platform architecture, advanced propulsion systems, and priority intelligent computing ecosystem, internet, autonomous driving, and intelligence system to support the company electric vehicle EV lineup. Is this it right here? How much you got in there? It ain't over the counter though, Jamel. It ain't over the counter though. It's on the Nasdaq. It ain't over the counter. It's the daily too. And you probably got it in way up here. I can't even see the top. When did you buy in? Because the 52-week high was $33.06. The 52-week low is 20 cents. That thing is volatile. It was 2024. I can't even see the top, man. It's $24, $25. What is this? Medika, you need to get out of this now. I don't know who told you to buy this. I can't even look at this. Let me go here. I ain't even never heard of this. Oh, 25 shares in 2024. Crib Ryan, I want to hit their car. And that's the reason why you bought it. That's why you need to sell it. Thing like this is the EV companies, they ain't popping. The only one popping over here is Tesla. Everything else ain't popping. I had owned Neo, the Chinese company. I had owned them. That one I ain't know what I was doing. But I had the SPAC and everything, and I held that mess after it ran up when I should have been getting out. And that's exactly what you doing. But I ain't never heard of these folks. And then EV companies, if it ain't Tesla or BYD, then you don't need to invest in it. Even Lucid, it was Lucid that ran up that I was in. I had bought the SPAC. But all these EV companies, they are not hot right now. You need to be in the real AI. You need to sell that right now. Cause I mean, you bought way this 2024, even at $1 and some change, they're too high. Cause we down here now. You ain't nothing. You been on the downtrend back here since February 4th. Well, you been then when it dip, and you lost even more money. But there ain't no positive insight for this. You need to get rid of that now, today. Soon as the market open, you need to sell. That ain't mean by the stop. You need to take that $794 and sell it. You don't need to be in that at all. Just take the L and get out. I'll try to help you get your money back. Like I said, this ain't financial advice, though. You can do whatever you want to do. Yeah, don't blame me. I'm just telling you, that is not good at all. You get Microsoft and wait for this bounce. Option play. Man, I had service now, man. I had service now at $99. Where was it? Probably back up in here. I think I was right up in here. And I was waiting for this pop. I got in too early. And I sold like the Friday before. That Monday. And missed pop. I missed out on $1,200. Because I got impatient. That's great. Boy in the channel. Appreciate you, DJ. Hey, you can do whatever you want to do. That's your money. I'm just saying. I would get up out of it now. But you can do whatever you want to do. Not financial advice. It's better options to get in. Better stocks if you want to buy and hold. But you can go ahead. I even NVIDIA. They're my baby right here. NVIDIA. Like I say, when it dropped at the 50% level, didn't fit me not to retracement. I'm trying to even at the higher low on this right here. Cause what it was 195. Then we got what is that? I can't even see it. I ain't even pop up. I got all these lines on now. Even at that 200 level, it bounced off that 200. And then we got to hit that 208. And then my line right here, we get back up there at 217, I'm good. 217, I'm good. But I'm playing it back to 236, 235, really 230. I'm playing it back to 230. That's what I want. Same thing with Meta. I got Meta. I got Meta right here. So when the Fibonacci, when it passed that 50% level on the Fibonacci retracement, that when I was looking at it hard, and then I was like, if we get to this down to this 585, I'm getting in. I'm jumping in. But then it pulled back even more and got down to this 560 level. I was like, that's perfect. But I think I had got in on the 9th, the 8th or the 9th. No, Monday. It was either 8th or the 9th. That's when I got in, when it came down to this level right here. That's when I got in. So I'm losing about $30. But I'm waiting for this thing to come all the way back. And I'm playing this 555, 655 level. That's what I'm playing. Before the big pullback happened. But this my option play right here I got. I'm gonna try to break it down. So this the XO VR, then I'm getting all that thing. Me Dika took me through a whirlwind with that one. But right now, this one I'm making $7.50. I only got one. So it only cost me $35. These the type of options I'll be looking for. They're cheap. It could potentially have a big move. As you can see right here, this is from Weeble. They're from Weeble. This is what Weeble option look like. So it's worth a market value. That $42.50, that's how much it's worth right now. So from $35, I made $7.50, which would be $42.50 is the total value of the option. And y'all see my average price right there at 35 cents. That would be $35 because you move the decimal point 2 places over. And if I wanted to sell it, I would sell it at the mid price, which is 43. It just jumped up. Market just opened. That thing just jumped up. Now I'm making $27. It just jumped up. It would have been more than that if we would have held. But my delta, as you can see right there, my delta is at 0.21. Then my theta down there is 0.01. That's a big gap. That's the big gap I was talking about. That's the big gap I was talking about for the delta and the theta, no matter what your strike price is. And that man want to come down. I already knew it was going to come down, though. But since we still on, I might as well look at it, see what it is. SpaceX is out. Ain't got no movement right now. Nothing. That's it. SPCH. Nothing. It's literally still we're at 931 now. See what that thing, there you go. I ain't panicking. See that right here. Yeah. Got a dode and I ain't panicking. We got a green candle. No wick. Don't look like a wick right there. I can't really tell. But nah, I ain't panicking. Let me go SPCU. And no, I'm on that yet, but we gonna watch them. Then the 3. With this one right here, we gonna watch all these. Cause that's what we just talked about today. That's SpaceX. That's the ticker symbol. That's SpaceX. This is SpaceX. The SpaceX stock. This is the ticker symbol for SpaceX. The other ones is the 2X leverage. What I was just talking about, the other ones. But SPCX is SpaceX. But yeah, so there it is right there. Over there, that line. And then coming back. It's dropping. Gonna see what that thing do. But I appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe and share, tell your friend about that Brown Town Opulence, man. Let's watch these plays and see what they happen today. I'm telling y'all, we coming back with these bangers. And like I said, XOVR going down right now, but I ain't panicking. I'm about to wait till the end of the day and see what's happening. See what's happening with it. And we're gonna keep our eye on SpaceX and then the 2X leverage to see what they come out to be. Look, my Tesla. See, I got a 2X on Tesla too. My Tesla play. But yeah, we gonna see. I need that metal to come back up. But I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Tell your friend about that Brown Town Opulence. Appreciate it.
Sipping on faith, tonic in the sunset. Preaching from the scripture, ain't no room for regret. Whiskey and the word, both close to my chest. Got my Bible, good drink, feeling truly blessed. Got my Bible in a good drink. Ain't no devil gonna make me sing. Holy Spirit in my cup, can't blink. Say by grace, now what you think? Boots in the dirt, hustling that gospel hustle. In the trap of grace with love and pain tussle. Sermons with rhythm, truth color my knuckles. Salvation's anthem, bust out the struggle. Got my Bible in a good drink. Ain't no devil gonna make me sing. Oh, Holy Spirit in my cup, can't blink. Saved by grace, now what you think? Chillin' on the pew, trap beats thumping loud. Heaven's choir sing, no sin allowed. Faith steady growing, roots big and proud. Country soul, God's love abound. Bluegrass face with a dirty South flavor. Trap beats hit, lifting up the Savior. Scripture my guide, never been braver. Fill my cup, Lord, savor every savor.